this. I don't see it as a Star Wars type scenario. I do like the concept of them suggesting that there is only one ambassador, that the Antichrist is their man, and that they help him rise to power, and he is empowered by Satan, and he's fueled to do Satan's deeds on the earth. We're told in Revelation 12 that there's a war in heaven, and most of us believe this is in the middle of the tribulation, between Michael the archangel and Satan and his cohorts, and Michael wins, and they're cast down to earth once and for all. But we're already New Age channelers that are talking about messages coming from these extraterrestrials, and they're messages that answer a lot of questions the world's going to have when they show up on the scene, that they were our creators. That if the rapture of the church occurs, they've already got answers for that. Well, we had to eliminate the Christians because of their traditional mindsets. They weren't ready to usher in the fifth dimension thinking. Again, this is not the area of my expertise, but I don't see it as being a Star Wars thing. I see it as being just an overwhelming scenario. There could be huge craft sitting over cities. Just recently saw a movie called District 9. Not that I'm suggesting this is biblical or anything like that, but they had this huge spacecraft sitting over, I think it was a South African, Johannesburg or something city. I thought, what if that happened? What if they had that kind of technology and they just hovered that thing? Or what would humanity do? And then all of a sudden they come along and say, look, don't worry, we got this guy here. He's the one that's making peace in the world here. He's stabilizing everything. Just buy onto his program, worship him. He's, I don't know. Again, we're talking a little about speculation and stuff, but I can find some biblical references that make me feel concerned.
Biblical references. What do you make about the Vatican in the last few years? Their own highly regarded astronomers, people within the Vatican, spokesmen for the Vatican, also being published by Vatican-owned publishing houses, saying that these extraterrestrials, well, first of all, saying two things. Number one, that the chances now are greater than not that we are going to be visited by extraterrestrial intelligence, or we're going to make contact with extraterrestrial intelligence in the not-too-distant future. And secondly, that these should be regarded as our space brothers. Any comments?
Well, no, but I've been sort of watching some of these rumblings coming out of the Vatican, which, by the way, also there's a fervor going on with the Mary apparitions, too, and that whole scenario. And I think the people need to be watching those surfacing and the effect that could have on bringing world religions into perhaps one universal religion. A lot of people believe that the harlot of Revelation 17 is many roads lead to God, and she just embraces that. And some people are now teaching that it becomes a universal religion that is captivated by this harlot system, fueled by Mary apparitions and the Eucharistic Christ.
You're connecting this to maybe the Fatima?
Yeah, absolutely. Fatima and Zaytun, the visions, the apparitions that happen there, and then these apparitions are going all over. Remember, millions of people make pilgrimages to these holy places where Mary apparitions occurred, but I believe that occurs. But ultimately, I believe that is even overwhelmed by the UFO campaign that comes forward.